All right, here we go. Question number 20 from our Precalculus homework number 11 in MyLab Math. They want us to find an equation for the ellipse. They have given us the center, a vertex, and a focus. And I think it's important to point out that if we scroll down, notice that they want us to type the left side of the equation of the ellipse. And since it's equal to 1, they do want that equation in standard form. So we're going to copy this information over to our scratch work and get started. Now, once we've got this information copied over, I want you to notice that the x coordinates of all three of these ordered pairs are identical. And that's going to help us to determine which column of formulas apply to us. So going back to our information sheet, notice in the vertical major axis column, all of the x coordinates of the ordered pairs are just h, and that would indicate that all of those x coordinates have to be identical. So we have a vertical major axis, which means this is the formula that we're going to be plugging into, and all of these formulas apply to find the values of h and k and a and b. So from the center, we know that the center, regardless of major axis, is the ordered pair h comma k, which means that h would have to be -3 and k would have to be 1. The vertex formulas are going to be h comma k plus or minus a. Now, before we can actually plug into our vertex formulas, we're going to have to determine whether the vertex we were given is the k plus a or the k minus a. And so we're going to draw just a little temporary sketch of our ellipse. The center is at -3, 1. There's the center. The vertex at -3, 5 up here. And the focus at -3, 2 would be about here. And that's going to indicate that we know we have a vertical major axis, but that's also going to indicate that the ellipse opens like so. And so we're also going to have a focus and a vertex down here. So our vertex that we're given is the k plus a because it's higher than the other vertex. So we already know that h is -3, but here we can get that k plus a is 5. And we know k, so we can replace k with 1, and then we can find a. Do you see that? 1 plus 4 is 5, so a would have to be 4. And then for the focus, our formula is h comma k plus or minus c. And do you see that our focus is higher than the other focus? This one is farther up, so that means that that is going to be the k plus c. So if we write that down, we can see that k plus c would have to be 2 because that's the y-coordinate of our focus. Again, we know k is 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, so c would have to be 1. And now we have enough information that we can find b, and then we will have all the information we need. So plugging into our Pythagorean relationship, a squared would be 4 squared, which is 16. B is what we're looking for. C squared, 1 squared is 1. And then I can solve for B. So moving the 1 makes it minus. That's going to give us 15 is B squared. And again, if you're tempted to take the square root and solve for B, please resist the urge to do that because what we really need is b squared. And now we can write our formula. Okay, so I've recopied our standard form equation here, and all we need to do is plug and play. We've got x minus h, but since h is minus a negative makes that a plus 3. quantity squared over b squared, which is 15, plus y minus k is 1, squared over a squared, which is 16, equals 1, and we're done. And now all we need to do is plug that into our MyLab math and see if we're right. So we have input the left side of the equation. Please be careful and don't put the equal to 1 since they already have provided that for us. And we're going to check and correct. And part 2 of 2, the last part of this problem, we have to select the correct graph. Again, if you pay close attention, you're going to notice the center of the ellipse for each answer choice is in a different quadrant. So if we simply know which quadrant the center is in, we can pick the correct answer. So going back to our sketch that we made, we can see that the center of our ellipse plotted in quadrant 2, and so we need to pick the answer choice that has the center in quadrant 2. And that answer choice is answer C. And we're done. So if you have any questions or comments about anything covered in this video, please feel free to leave those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.